of the music, and of course you could choose different routes, but we weren't focused on the music no more. It was like I told you, like at some point I felt like you were just.
Well, my life, I feel like your life it reflects your music. You know what I'm saying? So like, at the time when I was making those type of records, that's the life, that's what I was on. You know what I'm saying? Then when I had a son, like kind of my mentality changed a little bit. You know, and then after that, like this new album, is, is unlike any other music that I've ever made. But I feel like that's the part of being an artist. Like, you gotta create, you know what I'm saying? Some things people gonna love, some things people won't. But, you know what I'm saying? The more strikeouts, the more home runs. You know what I'm saying?
We discussed the album cover, Kyoto, a couple of weeks back. I assumed it was a conceptual project, different from what you've done in the past.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm big into art, you know what I'm saying? And the Kyoto name, a lot of people don't know what the meaning is behind it. It's a city 2 hours from Tokyo, and I spent a lot of time in Japan this last summer. I went out there.
It's like Okinawa, I think?
Yeah, it's a very traditional city.
Right.
Like, very just...
What's popping in Tokyo? That you out there? Like,
you gotta go out there. I can't tell you.
He doesn't travel, yo.
How the hoes out there?
Nice.
You gotta go.
I gotta go.
Hoes are nice.
I ain't never travel. I'm going from here to Jamaica. That's it.
So you're singing on this, Kyoto, more so than before?
Wait, what you about to show us?
Nah, somebody called my phone. Nah, I mean, I
got like 10 hoes right there. Like,
yeah, it's just different, man. It's just like, I wouldn't say singing. I wouldn't, it's melody. It's just...
You're crooning out.
But how deep were you going? So you said that you wanted to make this album for a long time, but you didn't necessarily have the confidence to express all of the right emotions. So like, what...
Yeah, because like, it was certain melodies that I didn't like how I sounded. And, like, you got to find your pocket. You got to know what you could sound good on. And you just got to know where you're comfortable at. And I wasn't comfortable making these type of records like a year ago. You know what I'm saying?
And what changed
you
in that
definitely
year?
Wasn't comfortable when you made that 101 record, man. That 101 record, man.
That was the first record that I did. That was like, I wanted to try something new. You know what I'm saying?
You saw Drake popping with a controller wave. You said,
I think, but you got to think like, I've always been a fan of like Vybz Kartel. Like, a lot of people don't know, like, I'm half Jamaican and Vietnamese, so like Jamaican is in my blood. You feel me? So like them rhythms and stuff.
I don't think people knew that.
Huh?
I didn't know
I don't think people knew that.
Yeah. So so I'm half Jamaican and half Vietnamese. So that Jamaican, that's always been in my blood. You know what I'm saying? But I think the right time, and like you said, Drake was doing it. It was the right time. And I spent a lot of time in London too, and that's like, those are really like the waves out there, the melodies, and I travel a lot internationally, so like that's what people are listening to like worldwide, you know what I'm saying, is those vibes and tempos. So when I did 101, I was like, shit, let me just try something, see how it go. And then like the video got like 70 million views, like 80 million streams, no push. I just put it out. Like we didn't put no push behind it. And then when I perform it like internationally, like it's probably like the biggest song in my set.
Wait, you said no push. We know you've been off Cash Money for a while.
Yeah.
What is your situation now? We saw some stuff with good
I'm
music.
independent.
Independent, completely.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened with Pusha saying, or Kanye saying that you were signed, or was that just an affiliation?
It was a management deal that we was working out.
But is it still in place now or not?
No.
Okay, it's all done.
Yeah.
Did it even get inked, or you guys were talking about it and just announced it prematurely?
Yeah, I mean, it was, we was talking about, we was working, because me and Ye, we was working for like a year before that, like on his album, and he was helping me on some of my projects, you know what I'm saying? So it was something that was just growing, and then it got to the point to where like...
As soon as you broke up with what's the name?
Nah, it was actually before that. Nah, because you got, it really wasn't that. Like, Ye is he's an artist, so like, I was already signed to another artist, Wayne, for so long, so I know how artists move, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got their own priority, they got their own stuff going on, and me, I'm always a person that like, I like to go do my own thing anyway. I don't like to sit up under nobody or like wait, you know what I'm saying? So I think it just made sense to not like sign nothing and ink nothing and like, and waste time right now.
You didn't think about like sign to anyone? And by the way, when you dropped the Gold album, were you signed?
No.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I was still signed to Cash Money,
But they weren't pushing you.
No, they wouldn't. It wasn't. It was. But I was trying to get out.
Yeah.
So I was, and I had another project that I wanted to work on, and the Go album was already done for like a year. So I was like, I'm just gonna put it out and put it on Spotify, just leak it, whatever. I was impatient at that time, so I was like, I just want to get the music out so I can move forward with this new project.
You ever think about hitting Wayne and telling him the cheat code how to get out of his situation in Birdman? Because you obviously got out. I mean, I know it was a couple of years where you were trying to get out, but he also going through some stuff. He was your boss. You ever hit him like, yo, I'm supporting you, blah, blah, or at least give him some advice?
I mean, they know I support. I've been fluent about that, so they know.
Any thoughts on Birdman losing the mansion?
Huh?
Any thoughts on Birdman losing the mansion, just on some sucker shit?
I don't know, dog. I mean, at the end
are y'all cool still?
At the end of the day, like, when you leave, you gotta face God. So.
Did you ever get your money? Because I think you said notoriously you never seen a check from YMCMB. Did you ever see it, or you still waiting?
No comment right now.
It's in God's hands.
No, he about to sue. He about to sue. Lawsuit coming, my nigga. Okay, you gonna be like 2,000 in line. There's a lot of people. All right. So are you gonna just stay independent, or are you planning to sign to another major?
I don't know right now. I mean, I like the independent route right now. I like what Empire is doing, so we'll see.
From your experience, is there any benefit to being signed to an artist? Because we've spoken about, I believe it's Lil Pump, and people like Gucci or Khaled are interested, but like you say, they also have careers of their own. Are there any benefits, or is it just too much of a conflict being an artist signed?
It's definitely a benefit. You gotta look at what Wayne did for me, Nicki, Drake, everybody that was at Young Money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And at the time where he was his hottest, you know what I'm saying? Even like, look what Kanye has done for Pusha, Big Sean. It's a big benefit because people want teams, you know what I'm saying? Like, people like to see a team, like, and champion a team.
But it just depends on the circumstances being right in individual situations, I guess.
Yeah,
like you
sure.
leaving Cash Money and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay.
Are you so cool with well, you said you're cool with Wayne. What about Nicki and Drake? Because
yeah, man, I'm cool with everybody. I ain't got no beef with nobody. I ain't got no hate in my heart. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe now, but at one point, you know what I mean?
That wasn't hate. That was never hate. That was frustration.
Okay, that was frustration. But it was but you guys since talked and y'all cool now, right?
Yeah.
All right, okay, all right, that's what's up, yo. Do you think that the reason why you're probably independent and you're probably not thinking about getting on a major is that when you were on YMCMB, it felt like everything that you accomplished, you kind of almost did for yourself. Like, you had to move by yourself, right? So now you're probably thinking, well, if I'm going to move like that and I'm on a major, why not just be on Empire and just do it myself, like, right? So if it was another situation, right, that wasn't like that, would you ever consider getting on a major?
I mean, yeah, I just had to. I mean, if it was right, if I felt like the people really believed in it and they was really gonna do what they promised. But other than that, like, it just has to be right, because at the end of the day, like, I could do it by myself. You know what I'm saying? Or like with the team that I have now. So.
Yeah, how'd you feel? Because I ain't gonna lie, I was definitely having a blast when this happened. I got
to say you were what?
Here we go.
There was when you dropped the Gold album, I think you kind of gave the explanation already, but you dropped the Gold album, people were talking about the sales like, yo, damn, Tiger fell off, because, again, I know you're saying there was no push, but people reported like it didn't do good sales-wise. Like, how did you take that, or did you just look at it like,
well, Complex was the one that reported it.
Oh, yeah.
Complex made the story up, so
I'm
just keeping it.
No, they made it up?
Yeah.
Oh,
so it was out. I put it was only on Spotify for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And they had put like low sales, and they put this crazy story out.
It was like you sold 2,000, and I was like, y'all.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even. It was actually on Spotify for like only 3 days or something like that.
So not even a full first week. I don't remember this article.
And it wasn't even for sale. Like,
yeah, I remember when that thing came out, man. Everybody was having a blast. It was Complex, right?
Yeah, it was Complex.
It was you?
Chubb said my bad.
Oh, things on site. No, it was okay. All right. So I mean, like, what are your projections for this new project, right?
I mean, I think first week. I think first week matters if you have a big single out.
Yeah.
I feel like this kind of project, like you said, it's a conceptual project. It's a concept album. It's like, this is more of a project for people to discover. You know what I'm saying? And with streaming now, it's like, it don't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm gonna go on tour.
Yeah.
People gonna stream. People gonna consume it when they want.
You only did 14 songs, right? We've been seeing a lot of longer albums.
Yeah,
did you
14
consider
songs.
doing more than that? We've seen 20, 25 upwards.
I had a few other songs, but I just felt like I didn't want to try to cram stuff. I just wanted to tell the story and, you know.
Going back to the art for a second, the cover art, you spoke about being into art, and your friend Chris has been heavily influenced with and by Ron English. Is there a person who brought you to this point with Kyoto, or have you just been exploring?
I've always been to art. I've always been into art, and then I've always been a fan of like Murakami, Kaws, a lot of the real Japanese influenced art. And this artist, Hajime, he's a really well-known Japanese artist, and he does like the crazy futuristic robots, like the bear bricks. Like he does in that culture, like, you know.
I assumed this was a conceptual project. I wasn't sure, but is this like? Are you experimenting here a lot?
Yeah,
with the sounds.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you said, it's unlike anything that I've ever done.
Okay.
Yo, I'm so fucking basic. I thought this was some perverted bestiality shit. I couldn't even figure, because the cover art, I'm like, what the fuck? But
you got the most perverted page, man.
But you know what though? I couldn't even like.
I mean, but it's beauty.
Explain to me. Break it down.
It's beauty in it. You know what I'm saying? You got the rising sun. You know, with everything going on with women in the media. It's a woman.
Face down, ass up.
That's the primal beauty. You know what I'm saying? When everything's stripped down, like.
Word. Yeah. No, for real.
I'm saying that's.
I'm like, yeah. What do you?
You got to explain it because, you know, some people don't understand.
I don't understand art like that. Real talk.
No, it's cool though.
So how does this play into the tracks?
Yeah. Did this come? Was the album already complete when you worked with him on this, or you had a good idea of what you wanted it to be?
I know I wanted to work with him, and we were going through images and stuff, and there was a few things that were a little more safe, but, you know, I wanted to take the risk, and I felt like it just spoke to me when I seen it.
Did you ever consider, because if this is the album cover, you ever considered you being in the picture?
Nah, because it's a woman on her own.
This guy be the art director.
I'm just asking.
I just felt like with everything going on with women in the entertainment industry, with all these like allegations on people and stuff like that, I wanted to just put a woman by herself on the cover.
So no real backlash off this, just little rumblings.
Tyga on his respect women shit.
You got backlash, you got trolls, but this is art, man. This is like, you know, 10 years from now, like, you know, it's a classic cover. It's just, but when people hear the album, then, you know, it'll all make sense.
So this will be explained, or you'll have a better understanding of why this is when you hear the album.
You'll have a better understanding.
Okay.
You know, all I can say is the rising sun is just representing new life and a new day. You know, and of course the tiger on it, that symbolizes me, you know, my DNA and like my influence.
Your essence in there?
My essence.
Is this always your temperament, by the way? I gotta say, it's my first time meeting you, not what I expected.
In LA it's very early in LA. I don't wake up this
early. You're still on LA time. So we're filming late today, right? It's what, 10, 11? But yeah, usually we're here at 6 a.m., so we spared you today. Yeah. So it's because it's early. I'm just wondering, you're way more chill than I thought.
I'm telling you, when I watch his interviews, you believe me, like, if you read the stories about Tyga, and you probably want to dislike him, and then you hear him talking, be like, man, he can't. He's not that bad.
Yeah,
he's not that bad.
Yo, would you do more? I know you've done reality TV. You had that show with your friends on MTV. Would you do more reality TV? Or are you trying to stay away from all of that? I'm wondering how the world can see more of.
I'm gonna tell you.
But see more of this side of him instead of the headlines.
Maybe that show.
Turn up. Come on.
Maybe that show. But like, I do believe. I'm telling you, man. Again, I don't know if you have any regrets about that situation you were in. But I felt it did nothing good for your career. I felt like you almost sacrificed your career for it. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have made this album, though.
You would have made that album if you
I wouldn't have made this album.
If you didn't go through that.
I needed to.
Is this a rebound album?
I needed God to test me. I needed him to put me through fire and make me feel, you know, what it's like. So.
You felt like you went through fire, though?
Mentally.
From the public criticism?
Spiritually. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think being through that, I learned a lot, and I was able to really sit back and just analyze